Kaboom!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit.
And Dominic. And we're still having trouble with Apple.
Yeah, they're posting stuff, but very, very, very...
but some weeks they're not posting it. And then we have to reboot, repost it the following week. So please, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, please help us out. Write a review, subscribe. I don't know what else to do. We've complained. Literally, they're just not posting. So if we could get some more reviews and ratings, perhaps that helps. If you do listen on Apple, remember we post an episode every Monday. So if you look on a Monday morning, it's not there. It's somewhere else, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, or you can Google various other locations.
All right.
Yep.
And now the PSA is over. Talk to us,
Yes.
Dominic. What do you have?
Health in America.
Oh, God.
What we had chatted about recently.
I figured you're going to go here. All right, go ahead. Talk. I thought I talked you out of this foolish notion, but continue.
No. Foolish notion of what? That I feel like people should want to better themselves?
Yes.
I hate you.
Foolish notion like you expect people to do anything about it.
Yeah. So
the people who want to do anything about it have done something about it, and the other people are doing exactly what they will do, which is nothing. But I'll let you elaborate first.
Number one killer always in America. Always. Heart disease.
Okay. Indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, Pepto-Bismol. Sorry, continue.
By and large, often preventable. Of course, there's mitigating circumstances, whether it's genetics and other things and cases, but often preventable with simply a change of diet and some form of fitness. Right?
This ain't the pot calling the kettle African American. I don't know.
No. Look at this. No. But here's the baseline. We chatted about this. We talked about people who are genetically born skinny or fit looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus me, who was born like pudgy, like a hefty cinch sack. My wife jokes and says that, I should have been like an after school special on TV for prospective or new parents to warn them what not to do to their children. Right? So my baseline is completely different. So to look like this is a hell of a sacrifice, right? Versus other people who start the opposite way and somehow just wasting that genetic gift.
Okay.
That hurts me.
So what do you want people to do?
No, I just don't understand how. Listen, we all in moderation. I go have a donut. I'll go this and you obviously very much in shape. And part of the reason you do this is to enjoy the moderation in terms of your food. But you often are strict as well in terms of. And this is a whole other subject in terms of organic and things like that. This is just literally the most basic of things of cutting out the poison and the sugar, right? It's not about vegan and meat and organic. That's a whole other deeper thing. This is just literally down to the core of not eating processed food and junk 24/7 like the masses do in America. And sadly now, many parts of the world. Because we used to say this country does this and they're so natural, but now it's mass consumption has spread. But focusing in America, it's the number one reason for, I guess, the number one factor amongst COVID deaths, right?
Okay. So what's the solution? What do you want people to do?
Well, things like, FDA just approved a new vaccine. Well, okay. FDA also approves red dye number 3. Now, red dye number 1 was banned back in the 60s. Red dye number 2 was banned late 70s. Red dye number 4, I'm not sure when it was banned. 3 kind of skirted its way in there, despite being proven to provide cancer in rats, despite studies showing hyperactivity in kids, right? But the food industry needs their food to look nice because we can't mix things and have it look not appealing. God forbid, we wouldn't want to do that. So health, the whole thing is health for the masses should be a priority. And again, there's arguments over what is healthy. So I'm not going into the smaller scale thing. This is a general macro level topic.
Whose priority?
What's up?
Whose priority?
It should be all our priority. It should be It should be every one of us, and not just for ourselves. If we care for others, because it raises our insurance costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of us have private insurance. It actually raises our costs because we're not a healthy country.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then personally for us, I don't know, I'd like to be living a nice life when I'm older. I don't see how. So that's it. You always say people only do things for themselves. How are they this short-sighted and not realizing that when they're older, with this lifestyle, it's going to cost them money, and it's going to create misery for them and sadness for their family.
Are you seriously asking that question?
I am.
Virgin, how many times have people got in their car and drove really fast? And you know full well driving really fast and reckless can lead to all these things, including the possible loss of your life, and then loved ones coming that way. And what happens?
I guess so, but I changed because I used to do that. I stopped. I foolishly and it's probably the thing I'm most angry about myself. When I was younger, like college days, drove when I probably shouldn't have.
Correct.
And many times.
Okay, but
as I'm older, I evolve and I realize the foolishness and fuckery in my mindset.
But I'm saying just general driving fast. We all know the dangers associated with it.
I don't do it anymore because I know that the unbelievable dangers with driving in general. That's the most dangerous thing we do on a daily basis.
Aren't you on your phone quite a bit?
No. So I've been slacking, but I've been really focused on that. Really.
You see what I'm saying,
yes.
Right? The fact that you were fully aware of the dangers associated with this, and you still do it. Now you're doing it less. Yeah. You still do it.
Okay.
And so you're
fair enough. How about we all do
that?
Then it's more like moderation. So for the people who are going to eat McDonald's every single day, for the people who are in sugar and poison every single day, like it's nothing, you can do it less.
But now you're getting in somebody's pocketbook. Right?
No, because we talked about this. It's not about money because it's water versus Pepsi. That's not about money.
No, but the McDonald's is. Case in point. When I worked, and I think I already told you the story.
Yeah.
When I was a mediocre programmer in Weston back in 2000, McDonald's had 29-cent cheeseburgers 29-cent hamburgers on Monday, I think it was, and then maybe 39-cent on Tuesdays or Wednesdays with cheeseburgers, something to that effect. Yeah. Anyway, 29 cents. You best believe Amit was getting McDonald's every Monday. I was like 4 or 5 of these cheeseburgers, and I was good to go, right? And I wouldn't get the soda for no other reason, not because I was anti-soda, even though I don't really drink a lot of soda, but it was that.
When you had that job,
yeah.
For many people, this is true, and it also goes into food deserts where unfortunately, those who want to eat don't have the opportunity to even buy produce or eat better, right? Mm-hmm. But listen. There's a segment of the population that is extremely destitute, and even McDonald's does that. But there's also a segment of the population that has the money not to go have a $20 lunch, but to have an $8 lunch. And whether it's things of that nature, but they don't. And it's going and buying the extra big gulp soda. And, we all like desserts and everything like that. We all love it, but it's the 24/7 aspect of it. Like it's every meal.
I'm with you, but I'm also saying, so I would get McDonald's on Monday or whatever day it was, Monday or Wednesday, whatever it was, right? Because it was cheap AF, right? And I could budget it cheap AF. A lot of my meals were based on straight up dollars and cents. And luckily for me, I wasn't destitute. So my point is, I wasn't in the best of financial situations, but I wasn't
Yeah, but you could have afforded a $6 chop then.
Correct. So if I was going to get a $6 meal versus the $2 meal, I was still going for the $2 meal. This is me, right? Now my point being, so.
But would you do that now? Would you do that now? The same, meaning you could afford both kind of meals. Would you always go for the one? No, you wouldn't, because I've seen you not gonna lie to you, bro. You cut out the sugar more so for looks than for health, but you're still cutting out the sugar. So you have a discipline aspect of it.
No, but you have to. Okay. So that's the key point right there. What's the motivation? What's the end game, Spence?
What's the end game,
right? For me, the end game was I want to make sure that I can work out and I want to make sure I have abs. Plain and simple. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. Right? Straight up.
Do you not care at all about your later life?
No.
But that's foolish because you care about hospital costs now. Why would you not care about that later?
No, but you have to realize the lifestyle I'm now leading will benefit me later in life as well if I'm still around.
Well, right? So
that's an ancillary benefit. not the primary benefit. The goal isn't,
but
hey,
we don't know the
let me do
direct
this for
correlation.
later.
We don't know the direct correlation.
No, if I'm living
We know
healthier now and
you
doing
have
this stuff
increased
now, it
odds
will
because
benefit me in the future.
you live a very fit, exercise, active
so it will.
lifestyle.
So the assumption is it'll help me in the future.
Yes.
But the goal isn't for the future. The goal is for the now.
No, I'm not saying that. I get it.
Effect.
I feel you on that. I'm just saying, at all, it doesn't click in your mind.
Let's take a different way. It doesn't, and here's why. I say, Dominic, do you have a 401k?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how many people do not have a 401k? I don't know the percentage. Everyone asks that question.
I think it's a tiny percentage of the country does.
No, does not. Has one.
Does, yes.
Okay. And the reason for, and now if you tell any one of these people, by putting away a nominal amount of money, you can take care of your future. Nobody thinks about you, and this is very, it's not altruistic, it's not the right word. Very, it's you have quite a bit of foresight to think about the future. The great majority ain't thinking about the future, period, for multitudes of reasons, right? Based on their personal situation. But if you say to people, if you do this, it'll benefit you 20 years down, which is what a 401k is. People go, hold up, man, but I need $2 now. Right? I'm not thinking about the future. If you tell people, hey, do this for that.
So then back to your rationale. You do it for looks. I told you the other day, these kids I played football with 8 years ago.
And I want to be able to work out well. Like I want to be able to be, I want to be able to continue. Okay.
I told you about these kids I was playing football against in this league 7, 8 years ago, former college athletes, all looking in healthy and in shape. Of course, we never know what the inside, but just visually, some of them jacked, some of them. Yeah. And I was noticing this weekend, man, like a lot of them.
A bunch of Amits on the field. I get it.
Yeah, usually, not the way they play. Bunch of naders with a T. No. But some of them are punching and return. I'm like, hey, that's such a waste of genetics. Like, correct. I can't believe it. Correct. And B, it's like, how's that not the motivation then? We look around this country, we said big bellies everywhere, right? That's your motivation. I get it. How is it not? How are these people not realizing
but here's the thing.
What I'm eating and leading a sedimentary lifestyle is causing this? If health isn't the concern, how about looks?
Bridget, here's why, right? I mean, it's very noble of you to think in these terms, but here's the real world that we live in that apparently you are either not a part of or looking from the outside in. I don't live like in Boca, but here's what happens in real life, right? Generally speaking, people don't realize they've fallen off the cliff weight-wise until they've actually fallen off the cliff.
How is it possible?
Ask Gopal. No, I'm serious. Gopal was skinny his whole life. Like, legit, I mean, this guy couldn't put on weight if he wanted to. Yeah. Loesch was skinny his whole life. These people couldn't put on weight if they wanted to, right? And a bunch of other people as well. I'm calling them out because we talk to them regularly, so they're top of mind. My point being, you say, and then what happens is after you've and falling off the cliff is that's a bit much. I didn't mean that. If you've gone to a certain point where now it's difficult, it's easy to do little things. You go, you do, whatever. If you do a soda a day, let's make it, I don't know, soda every 2 days or soda every 3 days, kind of cut it down or whatever, right? Those are things that are achievable goals. When you reach a certain point, you have to do things that are borderline extreme to get back to where you were within a shorter period of time.
Yeah, but you can gradually get to that extreme.
But people, what they do is they go, man, I've been doing this for months and not seeing any results. Right? We need instant gratification, dog. Ain't nobody sitting there going, this is going to work out for me in the future. This future notion is it is.
Here's the problem.
I don't even know why. I don't know what got you on this future thought recently anyway. Like, I don't know why.
It's just like, it's bothering me that, and I understand disproportionately the poor and disproportionately Black and Hispanic people in this country are unhealthier, right? Suffer great heart disease is the #1 killer, and it's disproportionately, overwhelmingly so a killer within the Black community, Hispanic and poor. What does that come down to? Food, lifestyle,
yeah. I mean, okay, case in point, dog, Indian people. So I'll even take it out of America, all right? I'm Indian. Half my damn people I know in Jamaica, right, in the family dynamic, 90% of them smoke, right? Either then or still do. None of them would be like, it was funny. I remember as a kid, and I'm saying funny now in retrospect. Funny as a kid, where you'd be like, yo, someone just got a heart attack and had to get airlifted to Miami, right? To go get, to get
you guys had a lot of,
Yeah. And while telling me the story, this person is smoking a cigarette and having a drink in their hand. And I'm like, are you not seeing the correlation?
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect people that way. Which is everything, by the way. I keep telling you that people are garbage, right? That's not the right word. Sorry, that's too
the
much.
marketing. It's what I showed you. You got, some people have problem with like Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme being like, hey, if you're vaccinated, come get a free donut. I actually don't have a problem because that's their business, is giving out poison. I like a Dunkin' Donuts. I like a Krispy Kreme. I have it once in a people. So their business model is literally giving out poison. So of course, I didn't give out more poison. So I'm cool with that. What I'm not cool with is Mayor Bill de Blasio from New York, like a jackass, eating French fries and hamburger and Shake Shack. And then go, this is so good. You mean you get this if you get vaccinated? Like, chuck off. You're a jackass. You have a city with a huge population of overweight and obese people, a huge minority population, and this is the shit you're promoting like that. Like that.
But then I'll go this route, right? And I don't know the demo or the proper breakdown yet too, but I'll assume that many of the unvaccinated people fall in that same community, i.e., people, and I'm not, and I don't know, I'm not talking about cultural situations, but in the lower income scenario is what this is an assumption I'm making.
Okay.
That I believe that many of the people in that situation fall in lower income, as far as people not getting vaccinated in New York specifically. And then if that's the case, much like the story I told earlier, those people, i.e. lower income individuals, generally track towards affordable foods. Affordable foods in our country happen to be burgers, french fries, etc. So if I can dangle the shit that I'm going to get anyway and say, hey, you get a vaccine, you get this stuff you're going to pay for anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not cool. I don't care to fix something in short term. I'm not killing the mayor encouraging this, because when this is solved or handled, whether it's COVID 6 months, 2 years, 5 years from now, we then have this other problem which doesn't get. So
no, that problem, because that problem.
I'm not going to sacrifice one thing and exacerbating. You're exacerbating the bigger issue, because heart disease is the #1 killer.
Okay.
So you're encouraging.
You have the belief that if he didn't do this, they wouldn't get the burger. And again, I'm saying meaning lower income individuals who would have probably got the
Shake Shack is a more expensive. Shake Shack's not McDonald's. Shake Shack.
So that's my point. So to your point, if somebody's getting the $2 meal and now they want the $7 meal, $10 meal, and then $10 meal is now free, you best believe I'm getting my $10 meal because I couldn't get it before.
Yeah, but that's like saying, oh, there's an alcoholic, I can give them a drink and just drink around them, because if I wasn't here, they wouldn't. There's certain things you shouldn't be doing to encourage. Just because they would do it without it, you can't say, oh, they wouldn't do it without it, so it's cool, it's fine. Here's more drink, right?
So what would be a better marketing tactic for?
I don't know. Find money.
I'm gonna give you a bag of kale. Like, what's the marketing tactic to achieve to this individual?
It could be monetary. It could be partnering with something like a CVS, where you get a $5 credit at CVS, where you can buy junk, but you can also buy toiletries. You can use it towards medicine.
I'll support that.
Find other companies where you can get a credit or a free thing towards. I'm not saying that's the food.
I'm with you. Right? But now, the food game, being American, has been the easiest way to attract other Americans, right? To date. You dangle food in front of American people, man, myself included. I'm going to look twice, straight up, right? And be like, yo, that's on sale. Bridget, even to this day, if I walk into McDonald's, and I do about once every couple months, maybe once a quarter.
It doesn't even taste good. Why not get other fast food like ChickfilA?
It depends on where I'm at. I'm not going to lie to you. It depends on where I'm at and the convenience. And if I do, I'm still looking straight at the dollar menu, my dude. I don't go off that dollar menu.
Okay, but you said, but what did you say? What did you say? How often?
That's like once a quarter.
Oh, okay. We're talking 2-3 times a day for people that don't have to. Right.
But that's the point. But there's a whole, but that's now saying that these restaurants are also easily more accessible to them. This food is generally more cost effective, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're not opening, generally speaking, these restaurants. You're not opening. To your point,
it's not just going to burger. It's stopping at a gas station. It's not where there's various things within the gas station itself that are the lesser of the evils, if you will.
Correct.
Right. Instead of the giant big gulp at 7-Eleven, maybe not have that anymore.
All right. So again, when I used to work in the mall, back at UM, there was a ChickfilA in the mall food court.
5 minutes,
right?
More.
Yeah, respect. There was a ChickfilA in the mall food court, and I got schooled to the ChickfilA, and I didn't really care about it. I still don't love it. I eat it. I don't love many things on there because it's just dry. But either way, we would go and get the giant big gulp of sweet iced tea. And we get the giant one because we take that back to work. So now you have a beverage all day. And then the refills were like, I think you get a free refill, or the refill was like a couple cents. So the value proposition was exponential. Even if I didn't want to drink it, I got the big one. So nobody from work got anything that was just for there. You get the big one, right? Straight up, if you're leaving. What gets me is we will pay for the big gulp or the big whatever. When I got to go fill up at the fountain myself, get the small one, y'all. Fill it up as many times as you want. Why are we spending the money on the big one? But that's different, right? Again, that's financially driven. My point being, we did that because of the financial benefit associated with it, right? Mm-hmm. And Amit wasn't even an iced tea drinker, right? But it was like, yo, that sweet tea's on point. And that thing is cracked because it's got like 30 pounds of sugar in it, right? And I was ignorant at the time. I was like, oh, this is better than a soda. Hey, not so much. But
because it's iced tea.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the marketing. The marketing got me. And then I was like, wow, this is straight garbage. My point is, we ain't thinking about the future, my dude. That's all I'm trying to tell you, Doug. And I get
what are you thinking about now? Don't get fat. Visually,
nobody sees it.
Visually
okay,
and for health.
So I'm OCD, meaning I'm on my scale every day. And if I see myself going up over my threshold that I've set for myself, then I make quick adjustments, little adjustments. And this gets me back on track.
Why aren't you OCD about what's going on with your hair? I've been seeing some pictures recently. I don't know.
No, I'm just letting it grow, dog. I'm in that tweeter stage. You got the head on right now. Don't hate. Just because I can grow hair. Why you hating, dude?
I can grow hair? I just chopped off a bunch.
I mean, yeah, you said yours just starts off way in the middle of your head. Yeah. You know, my hair grows in a regular hairline and it's continuing to flow. And I may get bored of it and shave it off, but I have that option. Yeah. Why all the hate, dog? Just because you ain't got it, you don't gotta hate.
I'm just wondering. All right, go on. You got like 2 minutes, man.
Mike Boy said, people don't care about the future. And even if you got kids, you know people got kids and ain't got no life insurance? You know people got kids and
someone unnamed, yes, that we know.
Correct. This is my point. You're asking people to think about the future.
Yeah, I'm asking people to think, because, and especially within the Black and brown communities, because it's overwhelmingly,
too, man. I'm with you.
It's mind-boggling because it's overwhelmingly a killer, more so than generally across the country. Like this is the killer. We talk about police issues and this issues and that. This is the friggin' killer.
But people are living the now. And enough people live in the now are gifted with some good genetics. So right now things are going fine. I've been doing this my whole life. What are you talking about? Right? Look at Ocho Cinco, dog. They used to eat McDonald's right before. Look at Usain. You see friggin' chicken wings and KFC and breaking world records. There are obviously anomalies like them, right? But there are many people who subscribe to the same mentality. I ain't fat, I'm doing whatever I want, I'm good, right?
But collectively for the masses, we're an obese country. So
no, I'm with you.
There are many people. Yeah.
But just people realize too when we say we're an obese country, when people say, "Yo, man, when I go to X, Y, and Z country, it's so clean and so this and so that." All right, man, F off. Right? Because that's not true either. There are some countries, I get it, to do this. There are a lot of damn countries exactly what we do. The difference is their portion size are different. From I go France, I'm eating Nutella and bread for breakfast, and you're saying these French people are so, come on, man. It's not like every culture.
That's what I mentioned earlier, though. The rest of the world is kind of like it as well. It's just
exactly. And people
processed foods. So anyway, people.
It's everywhere.
Processed foods, limit them.
Bridget, we're in Jamaica. Every time I have cheese and sugar cheese.
I mean, the world would be a different place. COVID would be a much more different place in this world if we had a different structure of processed foods and sugar. Boom.
Yeah.
And when COVID is gone, our lifestyle still just limit processed foods and sugar. We all,
but look,
like no one's perfect. Just don't have it every day. I know you think I'm a fool for even the hope.
Hold up. The idea of just having for a day, I think that's a good public service announcement. The reason I say that you are overly utopian in your thought process is if you're asking for systematic or structural change associated with this. People
I'm asking for the mayor of New York, freaking city, New York City, like salsa. Remember the
Yeah, I'm familiar with Pace. Yes,
I'm asking for the mayor of New York City not to be a jackass on stage promoting this. That's what I'm asking for.
Okay.
I'm cool. I'm actually fine with Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme. Like I said earlier, we already know what they're in for. Distributing poison. So come get a vaccine and get more poison.
Okay, so if the mayor was pitching Dunkin' Donuts, which already said that they're distributing it, you'd be okay with that? I'm confused by the drawing the line here.
No, I'm cool with the poisoner.
Okay, so
so
Shake Shack promoted it, and the mayor said nothing about it. You're okay with that, but the mayor
because I can't stop. I can't stop a private company from but I have expectations of the mayor of New York freaking city to be wiser, not so ignorant to promote things that are the #1 killer in this country. That's simple.
Holding to a higher standard. Well done, Dom.
I just gotta go. Be better, justice over order. Check us out, YouTube, all that stuff. Thank you. Apple, please review and subscribe. We need help, man. We're battling Apple. We're not a big bad bully of a show. We're this little show trying to grow, and Apple's stomping on us.
Look at this guy's a poet.
Boom.
Take it easy, everybody.